What's up, man? How we doing today?
Good, Rob. I went ahead and I bought a mystery box of 20 VHS tapes, and I thought we could open it and see what we got.
And it's an 80s episode today because we're talking about...
Yeah, so we know these are probably going to be old.
An 80s movie. So we can assume, but they could be 90s too.
They could be 90s.
Hey, interesting bit of trivia. Can you tell me the first movie ever released on DVD? First movie ever released on DVD. I know the answer to this.
If you know the answer to this, it makes me want to think it's a Jurassic Park movie.
It is not a Jurassic Park movie, actually, but it is a movie that I love for a reason, not because it's great, but because I love it.
What is it?
Twister.
I should have known that one, too.
Twister was the first movie ever released on DVD.
I should have known that.
You guys know what I observed the other day?
What?
Of the Twister 2 poster.
Not
Twister 2, Twisters.
Twisters.
Is that the main characters up front are looking in horror to something in front of them.
Yeah.
While the Twister is behind them.
Yeah, I love that. That's great.
What were they looking at?
That was the original Twister poster.
They're just running.
They're running.
Yes.
From it, or there's like a truck driving away from it.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, let's see what we got here.
All right, I apologize if that's really loud. It's a paper bag.
I have claimed that we are anything dinosaur related. I get to keep.
All right, first one. Circle of Friends.
Circle of Friends. Let me see this.
Circle of Friends.
If I know what this is. Oh, Chris O'Donnell. Yes.
Show it to the camera.
Chris O'Donnell. Circle of Friends. It's not very good, but.
The second one.
Mini Driver. I love Mini Driver. Good Lord, bro. Couldn't have opened it before me.
A Cool Dry Place.
Let me see here. These are all very B movie. Vince Vaughn movie, also not very good.
Crazy People. Dudley Moore.
Oh, Dudley Moore, Crazy People. Daryl Hannah from Splash. Also not great movie.
The Couch Trip. Dan Aykroyd in that one.
I've never heard any of these movies.
Oh yeah, this is that Sharon Stone? No, Donna Dixon. Yes. Charles Grodin. These are not good so far.
Consenting Adults.
Nice. Okay. Wow. Okay. Thumbs Up. Roger Ebert, A Sexy Thriller. Okay. I mean, I love Roger Ebert, so.
Confidence.
So far, it's not a great box.
No.
This is pretty rough. How many we have total?
20.
Okay, come on. Let's keep it moving.
Colorado Bighorns.
This is just a documentary of Colorado Bighorn sheep. How freaking stupid. Oh, my gosh. Where'd you buy this from?
Entertain Mart. Shirley Temple and Rebecca and the Sunbrook Farm.
Probably the first decent.
This is actually your first decent one.
Classic.
Shirley Temple, old Shirley Temple movies. Fantastic. Go back and watch old Shirley Temple. I grew up watching. No, not because I'm that old. I am old. But these are great. Shirley Temple's awesome.
Hey, White Mile.
6, 7,
Is
8. This is our 9th. White Mile.
Alan Alda.
Alan Alda. Oh, yeah, from last year's. And this one is like a...
it's where like
rafting.
The prisoner goes, he's on death row, but instead of dying, he actually gets freed.
No, not the opposite of Green Mile, the White
Mile.
No,
that's exactly what that is.
The Woman in Red.
Oh yes, with Gene Wilder. This one actually, the song from this movie is Stevie Wonder's I Just Called to Say I Love You. This is actually a funny movie. It's not a great movie. None of these are great.
The DVDs so far were better.
Yeah, the DVDs.
Because there are DVD versions of these boxes, and I want to get more of the DVD ones. I just love VHS tapes. So
okay, this is the first 10. Let's go ahead and just put these down below. This is a pretty turd-tastic group of films.
Hey, but this next one has Danny DeVito in it.
Let's see.
Other People's Money.
Other People's Money. Solid movie, actually. Solid movie. Larry the Liquidator. Oh my gosh, yes, this is great. I like Other People's Money. It's pretty good. Okay, come on, let's keep them coming.
Elk hunting in the Rocky Mountain West. This is the first
okay, could you pronounce that correctly? Elk hunting. Let's just be abundantly
That
clear.
H is vitally important.
It's incredibly important. Elk hunting in the Rocky Mountain West. You have to pronounce that.
The first in the series.
Oh my gosh, these are so bad, Nick.
This one's sports canned bass tactics.
What is this?
Why? Oh my god.
To be fair, I picked the one box that didn't feel like it had any of the white Disney boxes.
You should have done the one with the white Disney boxes.
I thought there'd be
Sports can. We're at 13 right now, and it's rough.
Steven Spielberg.
Oh,
Amistad.
have you ever seen Amistad?
I've not.
Amistad is a great movie.
Morgan Freeman, Anthony Hopkins. Oh, and Matthew McConaughey.
This is the first movie that Djimon Hounsou was in. You know Djimon Hounsou from Blood Diamond.
Yeah.
Djimon Hunsou's from Guardians. He's so great.
This one's just called Powder.
Powder!
Wait, open it.
Okay, Powder. Okay, so Powder is a 90s movie, maybe 2000s, I think 90s movie, about an albino kid with powers.
And it's clearly from Blockbuster. It says, "Please be kind, rewind."
I kid you not.
That's not true.
Look it up. Dead serious. It's an albino kid who has supernatural powers. And he gets judged by all of his classmates.
And the last one.
The new Three Stooges. Oh, no, this is the new Three Stooges, not the old Three Stooges. This one probably has Shemp in it. Ugh. Gross.
The Man Who Loved Women.
Burt Reynolds. The Man Who Loved Women. We got Burt Reynolds here. Julie Andrews. Mary Lou Henner. Kim Basinger. Oh my gosh.
These are coated in dust.
Yeah, these came from like the back of a not a Hollywood video, but like some mom and pop video store that closed down in 1987. When Blockbuster moved to town, they were like, the future of movies is Blockbuster Video, and they shut down. That's how bad it is. Your best one you have it right here, Amistad. This movie is. Have you seen it? Excellent movie.
What? It wasn't one of the bass fishing ones, or the
No,
or the muskie
but
of
the one
men?
that I would absolutely watch purely because you need to experience it is Powder. Oh my gosh.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Pass the Popcorn podcast, the only show where the takes are hot, the popcorn is fresh, and occasionally we open up mystery boxes full of just terrible VHS tapes. I'm your host, Nick, here with my co-host, Rob.
Hey, it's me, your dad, Roboito.
And we are so incredibly happy that you're joining us today. Whether you're a casual moviegoer or a diehard cinephile, this is the show for you. So today we're going to be breaking down the shots and talking about a classic 80s movie directed by Richard Donner, has Matthew Broderick in it, because what 80s movie didn't? So make sure you find your seat, you have your snacks, because the show starts right now.
Hey, before we get to that, though, it is, we usually do a little segment at the beginning where we talk about what we've seen this past week. And I've been to the movies a couple of times.
Once with me.
Once with you. We went and saw Scream 7. We went and saw Scream 7, and Scream 7 was...
It was fun.
It was fun, but a turd of a movie.
It was a mess.
It was a mess.
It was bad. It was bad. It was. Some of my students were like, "Oh, we went and saw Scream 7 opening night. I went and saw it on Saturday." I was like, "I went and saw it Saturday." They're like, "Oh, what did you think?" I went, "It was fun." And they're like, "Yeah." And I was like, "This is a bad movie."
Yeah. And trust me, a movie can be bad and fun.
Yes.
A movie can be...
Cocaine Bear.
Oh my gosh, yes. It can be bad and fun. Cocaine Bear is a great example of that.
Yeah.
But man, this one's bad and fun, but like bad. Like dialogue's bad, the exposition's bad, everything. It's just bad. So Scream 7 was kind of a turn.
But hey, it was fun.
It was fun. We had fun.
It's a Scream movie, so I mean,
we had fun laughing at it.
We had fun laughing at it. There was some thing. It was a Scream.
It was no Morbius, but it was.
It was no Morbius.
Yeah, it was no Morbius.
Nev Campbell has aged like fine wine.
Oh, she looks great. She looks great. The other one that I saw, and then our producer back there as well, Ponson saw, was Hoppers.
That's right.
Hoppers was great. Your kids loved it.
My kids laughed the entire movie.
Yeah, my son, DJ, loved it. He thought it was great. A whole family loved it. I think it's one of this later era of Pixar, much higher up on the list.
Yes.
Is this a top-tier Pixar movie? No. Is it a mid-tier Pixar movie?
High mid.
Yeah, high mid.
Yeah.
High mid. This is high mid. I told you that I put it above Onward.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
No.
Okay.
That's
really like Onward.
I do. Yeah. Onward has some father-son dynamics that mean a lot to me.
Yeah, Onward's just okay to me. It's like it's a good mid
Right.
one, but I liked this one more than Onward.
Yes.
I found myself like laughing a lot more, whereas
Sure.
in Onward some of the humor felt a little forced to me.
Would you have liked Onward more if it had not come out during COVID?
I think if I'd have seen it at a theater, it may have changed the experience a little bit, but honestly, it just wasn't made for me. Like it wasn't.
Right.
It wasn't made for me. Like, you know, for the same reason that I like Turning Red, but I like this better than Turning Red.
Well, you can relate to Turning Red better.
No, I could not relate to Turning Red at all.
You don't like red pandas?
I just liked Hoppers. I think that the reason why more studios are doing movies with animated animals, and
Because they do well.
because they are a hit.
Banger after
And
banger.
as long as you tell a good story and get some good laughs, I want you to note this movie, they did not promote the voice cast of this movie at all. Virtually at all. Like, you didn't see hardly anything. But you have, the main girl is not really a big name.
Right.
But you have John Hamm. Do you know Meryl Streep is the voice of a character in this movie?
Yes.
Bobby Moynihan.
Bobby Moynihan. But again, who's going to know Bobby Moynihan other than, like, someone like myself or you that are big movie fans, and I'm a big SNL fan.
Right.
But they didn't really promote it. Why? Because you didn't need to sell this based on that. You don't go see Zootopia because it's Jason Bateman.
I mean, I did.
No, you don't go see it because of that. You go see it because it's a good story, it's funny, and it's a good movie. And I do think that we are starting to get away from the need to majorly promote voice casts in animated movies. And I think anytime they feel the need to really promote a voice cast, I think it shows that this movie could be potentially very lacking.
Well, this one, a lot of the major marketing was just TikTok. Like when their first teaser was the lizard just smacking the phone, going lizard, 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 lizard.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That blew up. At first I was like, this isn't Hoppers because Hoppers hasn't come out yet.
Dude, but
And then all of a sudden I realized, no, that is the lizard from Hoppers.
you ask any kid. I was just asking a family that I saw at the Natural History Museum, and I asked a group of kids this. My buddy Michael Aragon. You remember Michael Aragon? Michael Aragon. His kids were there, and they were like, "We went and saw Hoppers. Oh, who's your favorite character?" The lizard. They loved that lizard so much, and he's like, he's so silly. Yeah. But they love the beaver. But I think their second favorite character is the beaver that's really super chill.
He's gonna eat me.
He's gonna eat me. Pond rules.
You want to do it now?
Honestly,
No.
if you're gonna go see, like, if you're watching this and you're thinking about going to see movies, if you are an animated fan of movies at all, go see Hoppers. Totally worth the price of admission at a movie theater.
Yeah.
Take your nephew, take your kid.
Can I go by myself if I don't have kids or a nephew here?
Yes, absolutely. I think anyone can go to any movie.
Because I want to see Hoppers really bad.
You should go see it. It's great. I would love to take you and DJ again sometime, but it's gonna be a busy week. So, all right, we ready to get into this one today?
All right, Ladyhawke. I'm gonna move this into the front because this is what we're talking about.
Yeah. So, Ladyhawke here, Richard Donner movie.
Rotate.
Let's rotate right there. Perfect. Ladyhawke, Richard Donner movie. Now, Richard Donner is a preeminent, incredibly important director of the 80s specifically. And he would go on to do a lot. We're talking about Richard Donner that would do Superman. So this is our second.
Didn't he do
Richard
Superman
Donner.
first?
What?
Superman was first.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 He's done Superman. He did Goonies.
Ladyhawke.
Lethal Weapon. Several Lethal Weapon movies. Ladyhawke. All kinds of different
It was like
movies.
in the 80s, the directors you had were John Hughes, Richard Donner, and Steven Spielberg. Those were like the ones.
Goonies.
And Zemeckis.
Oh, The Omen. Oh my gosh, that one was freaky. And the Lethal Weapon movies. And Richard Donner was great. In my opinion, and we'll share more. And Scrooged. If you've never seen the Christmas movie Scrooged with Bill Murray, great Richard Donner movie. Of all the ones we talked about there, with the exception of maybe The Omen, because I don't really like those kind of movies, or did I like that one in particular? I think this is closer to the bottom of that group. Ladyhawke for me. Not to mean that it's bad, but I think that Goonies and Lethal Weapon and all these are much better movies. Much better movies. But so you got Richard Donner. This movie was made in what year?
1985.
85. This would be his. I think Matthew Broderick's third movie, but his like second somewhat successful movie, because his first one was like a pretty well unknown. His first one was His first real successful one was War Games, which is great. War Games, excellent movie. And then you get this one. You get Michelle Pfeiffer, who's also early in her
Michelle
career.
Pfeiffer movie.
Our second Michelle Pfeiffer movie, yes, absolutely. Who I think is gorgeous and amazing. You got Rutger Hauer. Do you know what else Rutger Hauer's done? Come on, buddy. You can't look it up.
I just
Do you know?
You just gotta tell me.
He's the villain in Blade Runner.
Oh yeah,
Of course.
It's his best character. He's the villain in Blade Runner.
Oh yeah,
He's so good in that.
I was trying to figure out the entire time going through this one again. I was like,
Where did I see him
Yeah.
from? Yes, Rutger Hauer. He's the villain from Blade Runner. So this movie is like a blend of medieval fantasy, and there's some romance here.
It's
swashbuckling adventure comedy. Yeah, there's some good stuff
camp.
in this.
Some camp.
Is it pretty campy?
Not Monty Python levels of camp, but there's some camp.
Yeah, if we're gonna when we start talking about those transformation sequences, pretty camp. Pretty camp. They're pretty campy. So ultimately, a pretty decent movie. Here's what I think of this movie without review as we get into it. I text you yesterday that this movie is. So I was like, oh hey, I forgot that Ladyhawke is basically Shrek.
If anything, Shrek is basically Ladyhawke.
But Shrek does it a gajillion times better than Ladyhawke. And this movie is also Hancock. Do you get my reference?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. So this movie is like a mixture of like old 80s fantasy with the storyline of Hancock, specifically the Will Smith, Charlize Theron storyline, and the Shrek one. But we'll get there in a second. You want to start us off where the movie begins?
Well, I want to say, Andrew, it's a shame that you haven't seen this one, simply because you would love the soundtrack, like the score, about it, like synth heavy 80s, like it feels like the 80s.
So
That's what Ari said.
yes, interesting thing about the soundtrack, actually. So the soundtrack was co-produced or co-made by Alan Parsons. Do you know who Alan Parsons is?
Oh, that name sounds...
So there's a band.
You don't know Alan
There's an old
Parsons?
band called the Alan. I don't have this in front of me right now. I just know this one because I'm a fan of it. Alan Parsons Project. But Alan Parsons Project, you probably heard of it before.
Yes.
I'm guaranteeing your parents have. But Alan Parsons produced 3 of the most important albums in rock history: Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon, the Beatles, Abbey Road, and the Beatles, Let It Be. He is producer on all this. So they bring him in to do this one. Here's my thoughts on... You liked the score.
I did.
Yeah. I felt like it felt out of place. Like they were trying to do something cool on a movie, so it doesn't feel like it belongs on it. I like the score. I just don't know that I like the score for this movie. And so, but because Ari was talking about that. She was talking about it. She said, oh yeah, it's great. On a rewatch, I remember watching this when I was younger and going, oh yeah, this is pretty good. And I remember now, I just don't know that this movie holds up. Like, there are some classics that absolutely hold up. I just don't think this is one of them. But the score is interesting. It's worth a listen to on the end. It starts with an escape. Matthew Broderick is really our...
Matthew Broderick is really our, like... He's the audience insert in this movie. And he's
Yes.
playing a guy named Philippe, but everybody calls him the Mouse.
The Mouse.
He escapes out of Aquila's prison, the dungeons of Aquila, which nobody's ever done before. Mm-hmm. And he did it because he is a smaller guy. He's able to fit through the drain.
Yes.
And he squeezes out. And the entire movie, he is constantly having conversations with God.
Yes.
He's like,
amen.
God, if this is not, he's in the sewer.
My Lord.
My Lord is like, if you see there's something coming towards me, like, God, if this is not what I think it is, I swear I will never steal ever again. I won't. And then it's not. And he goes, well, all right, a promise is a promise. And then literally 2 minutes later, he steals something. He goes, I know what I said, but I got to survive. I got to get out of here.
Yeah. This is, yeah. So Matthew Broderick he seems to be having fun in this movie. He seems to be having fun in this movie. He's just whatever character. He's fine. But he is your audience point of view. He meets a knight.
Yeah, he's escaping out of Aquila, and he runs into Navarre when he's getting cornered by all of the bishop's men who are trying to capture him.
And can I talk about that sequence, actually? Because he escapes. He goes to this, like, basically outdoor bar type thing. And he's out here. And he's really not very smart. He's crafty. He can escape people. But he's not really savvy. Because he goes here, and he's a big mouth.
Yeah.
He's talking to everyone. Oh, hey, I escaped. And the guys who the guards from the prison are there. Because they're not on foot. They're riding horses everywhere.
Well, isn't it funny? You say crafty. He's crafty to a point. There's when he's like taking all the clothes, or he's like talking to the kids, and they go, "Oh," he goes, "Hey, look back there," and they all look, and he starts taking the clothes, and they go, "Hey, he's taking Dad's clothes." He goes, "Yes, I am."
Yes, yes.
Doesn't even try.
Well, and he was. I think Matthew Broderick was only 22 years old when he filmed this, and he's honestly one of the more interesting parts of this movie. It was a smart move to give us a Philippe. A Philippe. I think he makes the movie better. Yeah. I believe that he really does make the movie better. So,
he runs into. So Navarre comes and saves him from the bishop's guards, because Navarre needs a way to get back into Aquila so he can kill the bishop. And Philippe, as he's proclaimed, was the only one to do it. He's the only one that's gotten out. He's
the only one who got out. He's the only one who can get back in. And then you find out about Navarre, and Navarre, played by Rutger Hauer. He is, Philippe notices something strange about him. Navarre is extremely protective of this hawk that he has, which they actually trained this hawk for months to perch on his arm. It's really incredible what they do with these creatures. But he treats this hawk like a person. The hawk's name is
Isabeau.
Isabeau, yes. Isabeau. Who is also well, we'll get to that in a second. But Navarre is traveling towards, like you said, toward Fort of Revenge. Aquila. And he is kind of pushing Philippe away, but also needs him.
He constantly keeps going, yeah, you know what, fine, stay here. And then he goes, Philippe does something, and he goes, oh, all right, thanks for coming back.
There's a lot going up back and forth here. And so, where's that lead us next?
It leads us into the introduction to the curse that happens.
Yes.
So the reason he is very protective of this hawk is because he and this hawk were cursed to, during the day, Isabeau will be a hawk, which is Michelle Pfeiffer's character, and at night, Navarre will be a wolf.
Okay, now let me just be clear. Michelle Pfeiffer is just so fine. She is gorgeous. But she is wasted in this movie. This is nothing. They don't use her at all. She doesn't do anything hardly even interesting in this movie at all. It's such a wasted. If a movie like this were remade today, they would make her role so cool. I think they would give her a much richer role. But in this one, I really feel like they wasted her. They don't. She has one decent fight sequence, right?
You can say that, yeah.
I wouldn't even call it a full fight sequence, but it's rough. It's not really that great. But you see this going on, and I remember when it's hitting me, it's like that was supposed to be some sort of twist or something, that they use the hunk or anything. But I'm also a little bit how is he looking at this bird at night? Because this is his lover. this is not just like his friend. This is his lover. Nice. And at night he's looking at this, or at night she's looking at the dire wolf, which is him. Mm-hmm. And during the day he's looking at the hawk. Like, hold on, give me the camera. Hey, what up, bird? What up, bird? How you doing, bird? How you doing? And then at night, she's all like,
"Hey, wolf." That's a good-looking wolf. Well, not even that, because the wolf, he says you guys need to go away.
Yes,
because he can't control himself as the wolf.
He's not a werewolf.
Yeah,
he is
a wolf.
He's a dire wolf. Like if anybody who's seen Game of Thrones knows about dire wolves and all of those things. And so this curse has been placed on them. This curse that was given by the bishop.
The bishop, the guy we see maybe
of Aquila,
the bishop of Aquila. Aquila.
I hate how they say that.
And
Aquila?
No, it's supposed to be Aquila.
And we find
it's terrible.
We come to be the men are still tracking down Philippe.
Oh, and here's another creepy thing about this one too. The bishop of Aquila, it should be Aquila in my opinion, is the reason why I placed him this is because Isabeau, he wants Isabeau badly, but he cannot have her. So this movie is also The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Nice. He wishes Isabeau was his Isabeau. Right?
He wishes Isabeau was his Isabeau. So, but it's basically like the priest who is like lusting over the gypsy.
Frollo.
Yes, Frollo is over. What's the gypsy's? Esmeralda.
No, you got to roll the R though.
What's that? What do you say?
Well, I'm just listening to you guys talk about.
Yeah, and so, but it is. This movie is like, you can see where the storyline here is a very kind of classic storyline, and a lot of movies have pulled ideas from, but potentially Ladyhawke, and I just don't think that it did it as well as some of those other movies would end up doing it. Anyways,
so. From this, the bishop's men are still chasing them. They arrest Philippe. They ask Philippe, where's Navarre? He says he's heading south to Aquila. And he goes, you're a liar. And he goes, how are you going to assume somebody's a liar? And he's like, well, since you said that, okay, we're going to go south. Navarre comes to save him, but the hawk, Isabeau, gets shot by a dart, by a bolt, because it's crossbows.
Oh, yes.
By a bolt, and Navarre is like freaking out. Because this is before Philippe has put it together that she's the hawk and he's the wolf. And he goes, the hawk's the last thing I have in my life. I need you to take her to this to this church
to see Monk Imperius,
and have him help her. And he goes, okay. He takes her there. He sees him, and this is where Imperius explains that they had entrusted their relationship to him, and he was a drunkard and ended up telling the bishop, and that's when the bishop cursed them because he basically said, if I can't have her, nobody can.
And the only way to break this curse is a moment where day and night exist in the same time. So ultimately,
when the bishop can look at the human
solar
form,
eclipse.
Can look at the human form of Navarre and Isabeau at the same time.
Yes,
individually and then each other at the same time. That breaks the curse.
Yeah,
for whatever reason.
And you know, so you see this. You know, the curse is breakable. It gives you some sort of hope going forward, and then all of a sudden it becomes a road trip movie. Okay, this is the. Now we have unpacked the story. This is the road back to Aquila. And this is where the movie, I think, just gets a little slow.
Well, before that's when you get the only real action scene with Isabeau is when she's healing.
You said Isabeau.
Isabeau is a really weird spelling pronunciation. But the guards show up trying to capture her.
Yes.
And the bishop is trying to help them, and they go up to the top of the tower. And she falls off, and Mouse tries to grab her.
Oh, yeah, that's a
she
good
starts
scene.
falling and screaming, and then the sun shines, and she turns into a hawk.
Oh, my gosh. That transformation sequence. You do worst transformation of anything ever. This would be like...
Describe this to me.
This would be like... Hold on. Here, let me describe it to you real quick. Okay, can you give me this camera over here? This camera over here. Okay, Nick's camera. Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's all like, it's like Nick's Let's say Nick's gonna transform into me.
Okay.
He's gonna transform into me.
Okay.
Okay, so we show Nick. Okay,
All
don't
right.
show me yet. I'll tell you when. Show Nick, and then this. A close up of an eyeball, and then me. Oh, that's the transformation. Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
He's not wrong. They do it.
So like they just zoom into the eye.
They just there's
of her eye, she's like screaming, and then all of a sudden it's a hawk's eye,
and then it's a
the
hawk.
hawk is flying.
That's it. So it's like you see her, a close up of an eye, and then you see.
It's a low budget 80s movie.
Yeah, let's see what the budget was for this movie.
It was a low budget
Hey,
80s
you take us further into it, but I'll look up the
So
budget.
she turns into the hawk, and that's when he is fully confirmed. Well, he asks her the night before. Mouse asks her, "Are you the hawk?" And she goes, "Is the wolf Navarre?" He says yes. So the bishop tells Mouse, "Hey, there's a way that we can fix this. When there's a day that has no night and a night that has no day," and Navarre doesn't believe him. Whatever her Michelle Pfeiffer's Isabeau believes them, so they have a plan to trap Navarre's wolf form because he apparently can't control himself.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because the hawk controls herself and follows him around, but the wolf can't seem to figure himself out.
Side note here. Give me a camera real quick. This is produced on a budget of $20 million back in 1985. So that is a what would be the 1985? So
58 million.
1985
Like adjusted for
equivalent of what is it? 20 million today. That would be 60.46 million.
Hey, you were close.
Yeah, very
you were
good.
close, Andrew.
Very good. Very good. But ultimately, so the pretty expensive movie, mainly because of the extensive filming locations in Italy. This movie underperformed at the box office and did not make back its
20 mil.
budget. It's
Dang.
20 million. But would become a cult classic.
I will. I will say like I'll get into that a little later.
Yeah.
But so they end up the wolf trying to trap. There's also a moment we brushed over where the bishop hires a wolf hunter.
Oh yeah, played by Alfred Molina.
That was Alfred Molina, wasn't it? Oh,
Nice.
I didn't recognize him, but that is Alfred Molina.
Well, look at Alfred Molina in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah,
Same.
That is Alfred Molina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Alfred Molina in Spider-Man 2. Same.
Yeah, that's also Alfred Molina.
It
It's
is.
Doc
It
Ock.
is the same person.
It is the same
but he didn't look at all
Didn't
the
look
same.
at all the same.
Whereas what I'm talking about in Raiders of the Lost Ark and this one, they look
They look
exactly the same.
Okay.
But in that moment, because the bishop wants to catch the wolf to keep them from coming and killing him, they see the wolf hunter with a pelt, and Isabeau freaks out. And
Isabeau
freaks out.
He's totally messed you up now.
Isabeau freaks out
I love
and goes to try to save him because she thinks that he's killed the wolf, but then he's still laying traps, and then he traps a wolf, but it's not Navarre the wolf, and then she ends up knocking his head into a bear trap and
Oh
kills
yeah,
him.
yeah. He dies pretty quickly. And I thought he had a story that would come a little bit further. And there is some like interesting stuff in regards to the bishop and like this is a corrupt spiritual figure. Mm-hmm. I do wish they would have unpacked that a little bit more. I think it would have made the movie more interesting.
Well, I think the thing you got to remember with this one, and
Because he wants to possess her, he wants to own her.
He wants her.
Some would say he is similar to like a character who locks a princess in a
tower.
with dragons that guard it.
Are you talking? Stop bringing up Shrek. Stop bringing up Shrek.
He's Lord Farquaad,
Lord
guys.
Farquaad didn't put her in that tower.
Yes, he did.
No, he did not. Her parents put her there.
At the behest of Lord Farquaad.
No, because then Lord Farquaad said, "Who's the fairest of them all?" And they said, "This girl who's locked in a tower and guarded by a dragon."
Well, let's save that for our Shrek unpacking.
Yes.
Okay, get back to Isabeau. Isabeau.
Okay. I lost my train of thought.
More like
What were we talking
Isabay.
about? Okay. So then after that, they have a moment where they're trying to trap the wolf. He falls into some ice. He falls through the ice into some freezing water. Mouse jumps in to help get him out. Gets badly injured. Takes him out.
That scene looks like it genuinely sucked to film.
That was probably awful.
And
for
Matthew Broderick looked like he's actually filming that.
Oh yeah, and when he comes out of the water, he's like, he looks old.
Well, yeah, there's a real dog in that water with him. Like, it's not an actual wolf, but there's a real dog in there pretending to be a wolf. And this dog is like beating him up and like freaking him out and pushing him underwater. And that's the one scene where I'm all like, Matthew Broderick did not get paid enough for this movie, because that scene looked terrible.
So they get him out. They get him into the trap. There's a brief moment. There's a fleeting moment in the morning where Isabeau,
you got it.
Isabeau is still human, and he's transforming back into human, but he still has his wolf eyes. And then as soon as his eyes go back to human form, her eyes
because they're
become
laying
the hawk.
underground.
Yep.
And the sun is reflecting off of his sword. Mm-hmm. And he's supposed to get this extra medallion for his sword. That's an ongoing story in the movie. But he never gets the medallion, and they never address it.
Because Mouse said, hey... He goes, I need that sword. That's the last piece of honor I had. He goes, well, now you don't have it anymore. So now this isn't a mission about you killing the bishop. This is a mission about you saving yourself.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Saving yourself and her.
I'll give you that. Okay. I'll give you
that. And so he goes, okay. And then he finally believes that there's a way to undo the curse if he trusts Imperius and Mouse. So they come with a plan to sneak in. And Imperius says, I have Isabeau, I have the wolf. He sneaks in. Mouse goes back in through the sewers to get into the cathedral so he can unlock it while they're all in there.
I love that scene when he is reaching through the grate where he was earlier in the movie, and he's reaching through that grate because it's kind of established that how does he know his way around here? Well, because this is the pathways he's made. It's credible, and it establishes credibility. Well, he is putting his fingers through this, and somebody is there at a ceremony, and their foot is there, and he just keeps stabbing this person's foot with a knife.
Rats. And he goes, "Oh, this is
it's rats!" And oh my gosh, that's actually a pretty good scene. That's and it's because ultimately, is it Philippe? Is it Philippe and Isabeau?
No, Navarre. What are you talking about?
No, Philippe is. Matthew Broderick's character, and he's the comic relief throughout this movie. That's what I was getting at.
Yes, he's the comic relief, and he's the unassuming one.
Yes,
and so it reaches a point where it's still daytime. Navarre's like, "Hey, it's still day." Notice she's still a hawk. So here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna kill the bishop. But if I'm unsuccessful and you hear the bell ring, kill her.
It's like a 21 Pilots song.
He says, kill her, so make her death quick, because if I die, what is she going to have at night? Absolutely nothing, and then during the day, she's going to just be a hawk.
Yeah.
So he's like, just put her out of her misery quickly. He goes in there, starts fighting off the king's men. They're freaking fight with them on the horses in the room.
Yeah.
That was one scene where I was like, this is absurd.
It is absurd.
When he trots in, and he's...
Oh, the horse trotting.
The horse trotting.
Why? Why not just charge? But this weird trot thing. And then I think it's really important at this part of the movie to talk about the impact that the score is having by this point, because it's really
80s synth.
It's really 80s synth by this point. And here's the deal. I will agree with you that the score of this movie makes it very memorable. But also the score of this movie makes this movie not feel like a classic. Like Indiana Jones or even Princess Bride or one of those fantasy epics with their very classic scores, everything. Good stories, not necessarily perfect, whatever, however you feel about them, although I think Raiders is pretty perfect. But they feel like classics, and they feel timeless.
Sure.
Because of that. This one, it just dates itself so much, so it doesn't feel like you're watching something timeless.
I think what they were going for is something that another movie did perfectly.
Which one?
Knight's Tale. Where Knight's Tale, its music and everything was
Queen and all that stuff.
It was Queen. It was rock music, and they integrated it in a time period where that wouldn't be there. And so this one because this one came first. I feel like they were trying to get that effect, the effect that A Knight's Tale had.
But the difference is A Knight's Tale was doing that in almost like an ironic fashion.
Yeah.
Where this movie is like infusing a score in there like it's serious.
Yeah.
Whereas A Knight's Tale, they play We Will Rock You, and people in the stands are good. So they're adding it for a sense of irony, and so the audience watching can kind of go on this journey that A Knight's Tale is just silly. Don't take any of this too seriously.
Right.
It's just silly and fun.
Yeah.
Whereas this feels a little less silly
Yeah.
than Knight's
Right.
Tale.
The argument could be made if they tried to put more silliness in it, the soundtrack would do it better.
Yeah.
But it seems like they were trying to make a serious action fantasy film.
Yeah, they could. To me, this is the problem with Ladyhawke, is that it couldn't quite make its mind up what it really was. Sometimes it's like this swashbuckling adventure. Other times it's like this romance and very serious. Other times it's comedic and comedic fantasy adventure, almost in like for example, Princess Bride. Princess Bride, it keeps the romance and all those kind of things, but never ever loses its core of what it is. It always maintains a sense of silly over the topness.
Yeah.
Like it's just like all of the jokes and everything are very good. And I think this is where this movie kind of misses that.
So we'd like to wrap it up because we're at about the end point of the movie.
Yeah.
Navarre comes in. He's fighting with Marquette, which was the king's like highest knight. He ends up stabbing him. Philippe actually still has his father's sword, Navarre's sword, tosses it to him, and then one of the bishop's guards rings the bell. So Navarre thinks that she's dead.
Yes.
And he's about to kill the bishop, but then she's actually, because at this point an eclipse has
Yeah,
happened.
he's ready to see her sacrifice so she doesn't have to live this life as a hawk or as a Ladyhawke.
Yeah, Matthew Broderick's
Nice.
character actually gives her that name.
Yeah.
And he goes,
Ladyhawke.
He goes, oh, is Ladyhawke going to be okay? And Navarre goes, Ladyhawke.
Ladyhawke. And
But
I
then
don't...
Why the E at the end?
Ladyhawke.
Hey, man, don't worry about it.
Hey, here's what I want to know. Why didn't they call this movie Ladyhawke and Manwolf?
You sent that text, and I didn't respond there. I'm not going to respond here. She comes in.
I want to know the
I want to
answer.
know the answer. No, hold on. If you're going to ask me such an absurd question, as in all the bacon and no games, and you're going to ask me that question, but can't answer for me why they call it Ladyhawke and Manwolf, because literally, this movie is more Manwolf's movie than it is Ladyhawke's movie. Am I wrong? He's in it more than she is.
Yeah, but she's the MacGuffin.
Oh,
No, the
classic to use a woman as an object.
She's the MacGuffin.
I mean,
Am I wrong?
Philippe is more of the MacGuffin than
Philippe
anything
is not
else.
the MacGuffin. Philippe is the accessory. She's the thing that everybody wants.
Yeah, very 80s.
Okay.
Very 80s.
As he's about to kill the bishop, she shows up.
Ladyhawke and Manwolf.
so done.
She shows up, and Navarre, the bishop covers his eyes because he knows to break the curse, he has to look upon both of them. He goes, look at her, look at me,
yes.
look at both of us. And there's no special show that the curse is broken. Imperius just goes, that's it. It's broken.
It's just broken. There's nothing. No lights, no anything. But I did find it odd, though, when the alien ship came down and the cyborgs
There was no
walked into
alien ship. There was no alien ship, no cyborg. But then at the end, he's going to her. The bishop tries to kill Navarre or kill her. Navarre turns around, chucks this great massive sword.
Yes.
In a way that sword should not fly at
No.
all, and it impales him, and he dies.
Well,
the
and
bishop dies.
And honestly, this movie, their special effects were rare in the 80s, but like by that point we have Star Wars and we have some incredible special effects movies. So they could have done more with this.
Yeah,
but I'm pretty sure that in Italy they spent all their budget on
Locations.
spaghetti bolognese
Oh.
and fettuccine
It was
alfredo.
probably a lot of money went towards location because this was filmed on location. This was
Yes.
filmed in Italy
And catering.
and
Yes.
A lot of catering money.
100%.
And
I
that's
feel like you're going to give this movie a pretty decent
that's
score.
that's where it ends. Navarre thanks Mouse. Isabeau thanks Mouse.
Philippe's last name?
Gaston. Philippe Gaston. Philippe the Mouse Gaston.
You have a French guy who's a mouse.
Yes.
A Frenchish lady, Isabeau.
Isabeau, yes.
Who's a hawk.
Mm-hmm.
And Etienne, which is also a French name.
Etienne Navarre, yes.
What are you getting at? What are you getting at?
I just pointing it out. That's all I'm doing.
I mean, the movie never says it's set in Italy. That's just where they filmed it.
Oh, where is it set?
Probably
Anywhere,
France.
probably France.
No, you said Aquila.
Aquila.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. It's French.
Aquila.
But yeah, that's where we end it. Mouse leaves with Imperius, and he again says to God, he goes, God, I'm gonna get on the straight and narrow.
A mouse,
Imperius goes, I hope to see you at the pearly gates, and he goes, I'll get there, even if I have to lockpick my way in.
Yeah, no, well, and here's the deal. I think here, let me name the things that I think are good about this movie. So, I do think that those three as a cast are good. They're all a good cast. I think the locations and the atmosphere, all that stuff, really great, beautiful. I think that as a fantasy romance, it's decent. But the problem is the tone of this movie, like I said already, is very inconsistent. Very inconsistent. The dialogue is incredibly thin. There's not much to the dialogue. I mean, I watched a movie once by the name of Blasé that had way better dialogue than this.
Nice.
That movie. Seriously, your movie had better dialogue than Ladyhawke, in my opinion. I kid you not. The score and the score felt like it belonged in a different movie. It did.
So unlike the score of Blasé, am I right?
Oh, the score of Blasé. What? Who made that? Can you? Hey, do we have a picture of the thumb, or at least the thumb somewhere, of the guy who made that?
Hey, can we get that thumb?
That thumb is that thumb
Hang on,
somewhere?
let me see if I.
Is that thumb somewhere around?
Hey, there.
Oh wow, that thumb made the music for Blasé.
That thumb's making the movie music for Confessions.
Hey, because he's not going to promote it himself, which is not true. He would totally promote it himself. But I will promote it for him. If you watch our podcast and have not seen his film he made, Blasé, go watch it. It's pretty good.
For the record, it's Blaise.
No, it's Blase, but
That's what I meant. Oh yeah, not Blaze. That's what I was looking at. Blase accent mark.
It's like Blaze, the monster truck.
Yes.
For me, this movie, the thing that introduced me to it and made me want to watch it the first time was it's mentioned in one of my favorite books of all time, Ready Player One, where they are.
It's a pretty good book.
Where they're discussing what is canon when it comes to the contest and what he liked most, and he said they argue about Ladyhawke. And after rewatching it again, I agree with one of the characters' takes in that book where he said it's a chick flick disguised as a sword and sorcery film.
Yes. Yeah, it's absolutely. And this movie proves something to me about the problem of the character, Artemis.
Artemis. Artemis.
No, not Artemis.
Wade. Parzival.
Wade, the main character in Ready Player One. So the main thing in that one, and I think the movie does a decent job of unpacking it, but I believe the book does a much better job of unpacking it, is it unpacks this idea that he is so into nostalgia that he isn't living in the present enough. He is so stuck in this world and nostalgia and all that, and it's great, it's beautiful, but he's not actually living in the present or anything else. And here's my problem with what I think that it proves is that ultimately, like, this movie is the fact that he likes this movie proves that he's stuck in nostalgia and doesn't have Wade doesn't have a good ability to be able to gain what's actually really, really good, because he also likes Buckaroo Banzai.
Well, he also said. Well, also later though in the book, when he goes to do the first gate, when he's doing it, the music that kicks on is the Ladyhawke score.
It is in the book.
In the book,
not in the movie.
Not in the movie. We'll talk about the movie at some point. It's on the wheel. That's also I really love that movie.
It's
yeah. So what would you give kernels wise.
Probably one. No, I'm just
think-
kidding. No,
do
it's
you
more
think-
than one.
Wait, do you think since Steven Spielberg directed Ready Player One, right?
He did.
You think that was like a jab
No.
to
What?
not include the Ladyhawke soundtrack?
I don't think you could get the
I don't
rights
think
to
you
it.
could get the rights.
Oh.
I
Well,
mean-
it is made by Warner Brothers. It depends. They
'Cause-
changed the movie in the books. They don't mention Ladyhawke in the movie.
Yeah.
Um,
They don't mention a lot of things.
They don't.
And they
mention
changed the whole story. Like
Yeah, they changed
the
a lot of
Shining
stuff.
is
not a part of the book.
not the part of the
the book.
book at all.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's actually something totally different.
But no, I think the Steven Spielberg they brought him on one because he's mentioned a lot in the
Well,
book.
yeah, he is and he's also
He's
when it
like
comes
the-
to
when I-
movie, he's the king of nostalgia.
That's what I also when I said at the beginning where I was like in the 80s you really had John Hughes, Steven Spielberg, Richard Donner, and Zemeckis.
Yeah, and I don't want to get like too much into this one because I think Ready Player One is going to be an interesting episode on its own. But I also don't think that Ready Player One's even remotely one of Steven Spielberg's best movies. Like,
No,
it's way
My-
more on his.
yeah, my-
I feel like he really farmed that out to other people to help him make that movie.
Yeah.
So like ghost writers that help write other. But this is Steven Spielberg's Ghost
like
Rider
Nicolas
movie,
Cage.
not Ghost Writer.
Right?
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, I would genuinely give this one probably like 2 to 2.5. I think at best. I think I'm probably a little more of a 2. But I'll give it 2.5. I'll give it 2.5. This is a 2.5 for me.
I would say this one I was going to agree 2.5. I really love 80s movies. This is probably not one of the top ones.
No.
But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed rewatching it. I enjoyed.
It had been a long time. I remember liking it when I was younger. Certain things about this I liked more today than I did back then.
I'm a big Matthew Broderick fan, Michelle Pfeiffer fan, and it was.
This is by far maybe one of my least favorite Matthew Broderick roles that I've ever seen, with the exception of maybe Godzilla. You know 90s Godzilla?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he was screwed from the get-go. Like, that movie, it's just absolute garbage. I love that movie.
How does this compare to No Hard Feelings?
He's better in this than No Hard Feelings. He doesn't have enough to chew
doesn't
on
have enough
in No Hard Feelings. But like War Games, better.
Oh, War Games. Is
Ferris Bueller, better. What else?
what would you say his best role is?
Oh, it's Ferris Bueller. Absolutely, he will always be.
Broderick?
Yeah, it will always be Ferris Bueller.
You're gonna say Simba, aren't you?
No, I was gonna say Inspector Gadget.
Get out of here. Get out of here. This is better than Inspector Gadget.
Much better than Inspector.
Oh, this is better than Inspector
I
Gadget.
grew up on Inspector Gadget, and when I saw that on like the thrift store, and I was like, "Do I buy Inspector Gadget?" And I went, "I can't bring myself."
I every now and then I'll rewatch weird movies of that era, like that and Flubber, stuff like that.
Flubber, yeah.
I think Flubber is pretty decent, but it's still problematic. Inspector Gadget has a really strong start.
It's the kids' version of $6 Million Man.
Yeah, it has a really strong start, and then the whole middle is just horribly boring for kids, for adults, for anyone.
Yeah.
And then the end sequence is pretty decent, and all the effects are so cheesy. But it's also Inspector Gadget. So, all right. So your final score?
2.5.
I will agree with you on this one. I think 2.5 is fair. I'm going to bump it up from my 2 to 2.5. I think that's a fair score to give it.
You're being generous.
I am being very generous. I don't think it's like a 1.5. It's better than that. There's some movies that I'm about to mention in a second that are probably 1.5s. But we're going to take some time now, as we've done at the end of every one of our episodes recently, and we do these rankings. These rankings have become very popular. They are SABCD rankings. That means we rank what we feel is superior. A superior movie is an all-time classic in our opinion. It doesn't mean that it doesn't have to be categorized as that. It just means like we think it's an all-time classic.
S for superior.
Yes, absolutely. And then A, B, C, D
A
being
for awesome.
your lowest
B
categories.
for
All right.
ball right.
All right.
Borat?
The Gen Z audience will get that one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's start with Okay, let's go way back here. See if you can.
Can you put it on him really quick? I'm gonna get the wheel.
Yeah, get the
Shuffle it.
wheel ready. Okay, have you seen the original 1987 Masters of the Universe He-Man movie?
No.
You have not seen it?
Nah.
Is it a live action?
Maybe.
Or you're-
It's a live action.
Maybe, but it would have been a long time ago.
Yeah, okay. So that's a D movie. Absolutely. It's a total D.
In hearing it, I'm pretty sure I have seen it.
So
and it
Dolph
was-
Lundgren.
Yes, okay, I have seen this.
Yes, I
have
know you've seen this one. It's He-Man. You're a pop culture nerd. I guarantee you've seen it. But like you got Frank Langella, Courtney Cox from Friends is in this one. So Masters of the Universe. Here's what's really, really weird. This takes place like it talks about Skeletor and all these things, but a lot of the movie takes place on Earth. Which is really, really weird. But that one's an absolute turd of a movie.
Yeah,
It's terrible.
I agree.
And then just for your fans of 80s fantasy movies, this is why I'm very excited for the new He-Man movie. I think they have the chance to do something really, really cool here with the new He-Man movie. I think it's really, really great. But Masters of the Universe is an absolute turd. It's terrible. It's a horrible movie. Dolph Lundgren, his best acting role ever was Rocky IV. Absolutely. And it's never been any better. The second best acting movie for him would have been Universal Soldier.
What about Punisher?
Was he Punisher?
He was one of those.
Oh, he was like old Punisher.
Yeah, I have that on VHS tape.
Okay. Did you ever see? So yeah, that's a D. Do you remember it? D movie. And I will tell you, for those of you that are fans of that era, there is a movie that's actually worse than that. No, I'll save that for later. Okay, so have you seen? Okay, here's a few that are terrible. Did you ever see Arnold Schwarzenegger, Conan the Destroyer?
Yeah. It's not a
my-
good movie.
It is so bad.
But that is woo.
It's a classic. You know, to hear the lamentations of the women, the people's cries and the lamentations of the women. So there's Conan the Destroyer, and not Conan like the comedian, but Conan the Destroyer. And then there's Red Sonja, who would later show up for her own movie, and that movie was really, really bad. Conan the Destroyer is not great, but this is one of the first movies that Arnold Schwarzenegger ever does. And I would give Conan the Destroyer, purely for entertainment value, I'd give it a C.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that. It's bad movie.
It is bad.
There was a 2025 remake of Red
With
Sonja?
Jason Momoa.
Huh.
Yes. Yeah. It's a D. It's worse than the original. It's really, really bad. Did you ever see Kroll? Yeah, because nobody saw Kroll. Okay, let's talk about... Oh, here's a good one. Willow. Let's talk about Willow.
Ooh.
Willow, Val Kilmer, Warwick Davis. Warwick Davis, we love.
I love Warwick Davis.
Because he's been in so much stuff. Warwick Davis is because of his roles in Star Wars and Harry Potter, and we're talking. This is a franchise actor, and he is.
Truthfully, any time that you see a little person, it is either Peter Dinklage, or Warwick Davis.
Yeah, they're two of the most famous actors of that community.
Who's Mini-Me?
What was his name?
Vern.
Werner Troyer.
Yeah.
Who passed away?
He passed away.
I believe. Yeah. But yeah. Willow, made by Ron Howard. I think it honestly got really panned in its day, but to me,
it did. So like it became a cult classic that ended up getting its own TV show.
Yeah.
So,
where would you put Willow?
I put that at B tier, at a B.
Yeah, I think we're moving on up. We're moving on up here.
Moving on up.
Moving on up. Hey, let's mention. Did you ever see Return to Oz?
Yes.
You saw Return to Oz, the scary one with the wheel people?
Yeah.
Yeah, Return to Oz is pretty bad. So this is, if you ever watched any of the, the Oz movies, this one had Fairuza Balk in it from The Craft, and she was, what was it? In Waterboy, she is Vicky Valancourt.
Yeah.
She's Vicky Valancourt in that one. Return to Oz is terrifying, but I will give it a C purely for for the visuals. It was pretty terrifying, but I'll give it a C.
Yeah. For me, it's either D or C. It's definitely one that I watched because I saw the title and I went, "Oh, it's gonna be like The Wizard of Oz," I watched it when I was young, when I was
Yes.
a kid, and I went, it freaked me out.
Yeah. No, it's freaky. There's a here's the deal. The 80s fantasy movies are
Fever
dreams. They are crazy, crazy movies. Speaking of which, Never-Ending Story.
Oh, S tier.
Speaking of, oh man, it's really
S tier.
It's really a great movie. I don't know that I can give it an S tier. I believe
Falcor alone. S tier.
Falcor is great. But great director, Wolfgang Peterson, everything. I think that's an A tier movie.
That is a movie that.
Do you have an S on this tier?
Yes, I do have an S.
Okay.
That Neverending Story is a movie that, in case for those of you who don't remember this or remember this but don't, there was a time where you would get DVDs and they would go, hey, you'd randomly find a box set of 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
My parents came home one day and went, hey, we got this movie set, and it was Neverending Story and Neverending Story 2.
Yes.
I watched it, and for the life of me, I thought nobody else has ever seen this movie.
Yeah.
Because I never talked about it. Nobody ever talked to me about it. And it wasn't until Stranger Things Season 3 that I realized that the Neverending Story wasn't something that I made up as a child.
You know what's really good
You
is
Mandela affect yourself.
I love where it starts in a bookstore. I love the very classic take of all of it. Yeah, it's an A movie for me. Absolutely. Okay, how about Ladyhawke?
Based on your scores, it should be a C.
It
Yeah.
should be a C, but I'm going to put it in B.
Yeah, no, it's a C. It's absolutely. I put it right there with Conan the Barbarian.
It is a low B, high C for me.
Yeah, it's a mid C. It's a pretty strong C in there for that one. Absolutely. Did you ever see Highlander?
Mm-hmm.
Highlander.
Wait, I
Highlander.
want to make sure I'm making this is the one with Mel Gibson.
No. You're thinking Mad Max.
No. I'm thinking Scottish.
No, that's not Mel
You
Gibson.
can take my land, but you can never take our freedom.
No, that's
Bro.
That's Braveheart.
Oh.
How did you get that?
Yes, but Highlander is Scottish.
Yeah.
But Highlander is the story of a mythical man by the name of Russell Nash, who is a sword fighter, and he travels through time.
Nice.
And he is
Is that more sci-fi than fantasy?
it's still very fantasy because there's a lot of sword fighting, a lot of things like
Like
this.
medieval sword fighting.
Medieval sword fighting.
Sure.
So Highlander for me is probably a C tier movie.
Okay.
Sean Connery was great in it.
Yes.
Sean
I
Connery.
I got that. I had a little dyslexic moment.
That's not-
Dyslexic moment.
What
Yes.
that is.
That one's
I
for
was-
a different time. Okay. Labyrinth. This is not Pans.
This is
David Bowie and a very young Jennifer Connelly. Very young Jennifer Connelly, who is gorgeous in this movie. Oh my gosh, she is so pretty. This is a Jim Henson movie. To me, yes, a Jim Henson movie. We're talking creature features, all this kind of stuff. Actually, there's a couple of Jim Henson movies we're going to mention here while we're talking about these. Labyrinth for me is B tier.
Yeah, I was thinking B or A.
I don't think it quite makes it to A tier.
That's-
The
I-
next one I'm
I
going
was-
to mention
the
is
reason was
I
thinking-
consider an A tier.
The reason
movie.
I'm thinking A is because of cult classicness.
Yes,
That's why I would put it in A, but strictly off of itself.
it's put in B purely because some of what's happening in the movie is
George Lucas was the executive producer.
yeah. It's a visually interesting movie to watch. I think it's overall a pretty good movie. I B tier for Labyrinth. The Dark Crystal, Jim Henson, Frank Oz. I love this movie.
That movie.
This
sucks.
is right up there with Never-Ending Story for me. This is an A tier movie.
Oh, dude, I've seen this one, and that vulture character gave me
Terrifying.
nightmares.
Terrifying.
See, here's my thing with The Dark Crystal.
Yes.
Bro. Tell us your thing.
It is story wise and what happens in it. It is rough to like. I love the puppetry and the sets.
This movie is incredible. This movie was so incredible, they decided to make a series on Netflix about it, and the Dark Crystal series got canceled because it didn't get enough, but it was so good what they made.
It's cult classic-y. It
Yes.
is. But you got if you rewatch it and you relive
I have rewatched
when
it.
when was the last time you rewatched it?
Probably when the Dark Crystal series came out, which was about 2-3 years
And
ago.
you're gonna tell me that some of like the decision of like the characters it wasn't just seemed redundant where homie's looking for a crystal, goes on this thing, and then all of a sudden it's just at his house.
Well, yeah, but you could literally those are the same people who say that, who go, hey, well, why didn't they just, in Lord of the Rings, why didn't they fly on an eagle and just go drop the ring in the volcano?
He literally said, "Fly, you fools."
Yes. Yeah. Why didn't they do that? Fly, you fools.
There's a whole debate.
That's a whole debate on
That's
that.
a whole
But I think that is because you're looking for plot holes where that's not necessarily a plot hole. This is all of that helps unpack the story.
I think I'm also just kind of traumatized by the naked Jin puppet.
Oh man, but he's so good. Let's just this is Frank Oz and Jim Henson outside of Muppets are in their bag here. But anything that Jim Henson and Frank Oz did, like from Muppets to Fraggle Rock to all of them. But I think there are some Muppets movies, in my opinion, that I consider S tier movies.
To Five Nights at Freddy's. To Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
No. Okay, how about Flash Gordon?
Oh!
Sam Jones, man. Max von Sydow.
Flash!
Deliver us. Oh, man. Flash Gordon is probably a B movie for me, which I think is the appropriate score because it is a B movie.
It is a B movie.
It's a total B movie. It deserves that score. I don't mean any diss by it. It's a great fantasy adventure.
But it being represented in Ted and being such a big punchline in that movie makes me want to make it higher.
Oh my gosh, man.
Than B.
I know, but I can't put it above Neverending Story in those for me personally.
Oh.
But it's great. It's great. It's a lot of fun. That's a very rewatchable movie.
It's a very watchable movie.
Like all of those for me. Okay, did you ever see the 1982, the one with the mice in it, The Secret of Nim? You remember The Secret of Nim?
I love The Secret of Nim.
The Secret of Nim is a great fantasy. A widowed mouse must move her children out of their home. Now, this is during the time...
Cry, man.
Yeah, this is during the time of, like, animated movies that were Don Bluth movies, like American Tail.
Yeah.
Five-O Goes West.
Yes.
And Secret
The
of Nim...
Rescuer Down Unders, was this around that same time?
This is around that same exact time. And Secret Nim is probably...
Lots of rodents.
Is lots of rodents.
This is one that
same as us right now in our animal movies.
This is definitely one that I have seen, but it has been a minute.
Secret of Nim, also the Don Bluth movies from like All Dogs Go to Heaven and all of these movies had a completely different animation style, and they were very dark. Incredibly dark.
They were like kind of the opposite of Disney at the time.
Very,
Yeah.
very gritty. Characters smoking and drinking a lot more.
Yeah.
Much more in tune with the Pinocchio era of Disney
Yeah.
than the 80s era of Disney.
Yeah.
So to me, Secret of Nim is a B movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'd need to It's been a minute.
Okay, an 80s movie. This is considered an 80s fantasy. The Little Mermaid. Disney's The Little Mermaid is considered an 80s fantasy movie.
Listen.
If I judge this movie on music alone, this movie is a potentially S tier. But I can't judge this movie on music alone. I have to judge it on all of its characteristics. So for me, The Little Mermaid is a B tier movie at best. Absolute best.
I would need to agree with you on
Yes.
that one.
I can't put it at C because it feels like it would be a diss to it.
What are you feeling, Andrew? What are you feeling on that
It's
one?
not one of my favorites, so yeah, I agree.
Yeah, B tier movie. Now, Princess Bride. I know that Princess Bride we did not put as an S tier, but we were talking about romance movies.
Romance.
As a fantasy movie,
S
where is Princess Bride?
tier.
As a
S
fantasy movie,
tier.
Princess Bride is an S tier movie.
S tier
There's no doubt about it.
Oh my gosh. It's some of the stuff that like it does everything that Ladyhawke wants to do but better.
It does it. Oh my god.
It does it so much better.
The cast is better. The
comedy is better.
Yeah, this movie knows how to do swashbuckling and humor and action and seriousness and everything. And Rob Reiner is just killing it. He's so stinking
Rest
good.
in peace.
And this movie is one of the most rewatchable movies ever made. It is so rewatchable. You can show it to your kids.
It's for
So
people
great.
who might not know.
Andre the Giant. Oh my gosh, Andre the Giant is so great in this movie.
This movie, like, there's so many memes and jokes that have come out of it, but one of the things is if you've seen when Deadpool made Once Upon a Deadpool.
Yes.
They riffed on the entire premise of The Princess Bride being somebody in bed being read a story about it. It's just there's so many things that it's an S tier movie. If anybody were to ever look at me and say Princess Bride isn't that good, I'd say shut up.
Yeah,
Don't you tempt me.
It's incredible. Now, here are a couple. Okay, these are considered fantasy movies in their own ways, fantasy adventure, fantasy comedy, fantasies. But these are pretty high up. They're considered. Beetlejuice, 1988. Michael Keaton, Tim Burton, very very early on in his career. Beetlejuice.
I would put it. This might make you upset, but I would put it as
an A.
As an A.
To me, Beetlejuice is absolutely an A. I think that's a great score.
I was thinking
for it.
you were going to go S.
No, I can't make Beetlejuice. There are Tim Burton movies to me that I consider an S.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
That's absolutely an S tier Tim Burton movie. But Beetlejuice is an absolute classic and a great movie, but I just don't think it's this one. Now, this one may not seem like fantasy, but this is considered. You look on a lot of lists, this movie, and this might be one of our last ones. We might actually make this our last grouping we'll do here. Raiders of the Lost Ark and Temple of Doom, the Indiana Jones movies, considered fantasy movies. Okay?
Fascinating.
Specifically, the Raiders of the Lost one is really considered to be a fantasy adventure.
What are the fantasy elements of these?
The Ark.
The Ark and all of these things were...
Yeah.
Yeah, considered to be fantasy elements more so than Temple of Doom.
You know, when you have
so let's focus on.
You know, when you have a thing they open up and people are fantasy.
Yes, absolutely.
I guess like the fantasy genre has just changed because when you put that,
Compare it to Neverending Story.
Yes,
it doesn't feel like they're in the
fantasy,
same genre.
and I'd say the loosest.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
But on a lot of lists, it's considered to be
yeah.
a fantasy movie. But where would you rank Raiders of the Lost Ark?
In my thoughts of what a fantasy movie is, I would put that at around B or A.
Yeah.
Because to me, while people could say it's fantasy, like if I'm like, hey guys, pick a fantasy movie, nobody is going Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah, probably not. But I don't care where you put Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's always an S tier movie. It's always S tier.
Romance, S. Drama, S.
Yeah, no matter where you
Political
put this
movie,
movie, it's
S.
an S tier movie.
Documentary, S.
So that means that really, I think for me, S tier, the only really real, like true fantasy outside of, the Indiana Jones we just mentioned there is, to me, the only one is Prince.
I'd say I'd only have two for this one. That's Neverending Story and The Princess Bride.
There's some A tier movies, but there's a lot of mid. But there is one more thing I do want to mention in regards to all of this that it's just, we're talking about the 80s here, give me this camera over here real quickly. The 80s is an incredibly important era for fantasy movies. I really encourage you, if you haven't watched a lot of 80s fantasy movies, go watch them. Because without those, we don't get the influence in 90s movies like Hook and Army of Darkness and Dragonheart and The Mummy and Edward Scissorhands and Sleepy Hollow and a lot of great movies. But the true greatest era of this is the fantasy renaissance. The greatest era of fantasy movies is the 2000s.
100%.
It's the greatest era. We're talking. This is the Lord of the Rings movies. This is the Harry Potter movies. This is Pan's Labyrinth. This is Stardust. This is Chronicles of Narnia, Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. There is not a greater era of fantasy movies where they are truly in their bag making some of the best fantasy movies you've ever seen. All-time classics. The 2000s are absolute. And in our era right here, fantasy has become more of a television thing.
Yeah.
You're not really getting...
Game of the Thrones.
Yes. Game of Thrones, Witcher,
Yeah.
Stranger Things, even in some ways. More sci-fi, but
More
still
sci-fi,
fantasy. Rings of Power.
That's true. There's a lot of dungeons and D&D, like...
Yeah, if you're going to do this, they just released the TV show, The Night of the Seven Kingdoms, and so Game of Thrones, stuff like this. I feel like fantasy is so epic reaching that the far better medium to be able to tell the story for something that vast is television. And television has bigger budgets now than it's ever had before.
Yeah, it's fair.
But I would like to see studios take some swings and do some kind of cool fantasy movies again.
I mean, they're remaking Highlander.
Yeah, I'm very excited for that with Henry Cavill.
and
I mean,
Dave
the
Bautista.
recent Dungeons and Dragons movie was fun.
Oh, one of my favorites of the era. But even then, that movie may not get a sequel because it did well at the box office, but it didn't do as well as they wanted it to do.
It wasn't
If
a
you-
franchise starter.
If you
Yes.
think about it, though,
Not
I
a
will
billion-dollar
say-
movie.
I will say you are going to see, just purely based off of what's happening, is they're redoing Harry Potter.
Yes.
As a TV series.
TV series.
They're doing Fourth Wing as a TV series for our book talk people, and people want to see Agatar and the Quicksilver series. All these fantasy romance series are starting to get their day. So I think you're gonna start seeing more and more.
But that is also its genre of its own.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, romantasy.
It's true. There's a lot of good out there. Oh, and one, if you've never seen it, modern day fantasy movie that you really should absolutely go see. And I just thought of it. Is The Green Knight. If you've never seen The Green Knight, go watch The Green Knight. It's great. One of the most visually interesting, cool movies I've ever seen. It's really, really incredible movie.
That's awesome.
Not for kids.
No.
But
No.
The Green Knight is incredibly story. It's actually based on an old mythical tale of a guy who basically like sacrifices his life. He sells his life or his future to this like tree creature that basically is like, I'll make you king, and then later on comes back for it.
And then ends up in prison on death row.
That's Green Mile.
That's a Green Mile.
But you stop trying to tie in the Green Mile to this episode.
You have tried to tie the Green Mile in like 4 times. Green Mile's not on here, is it?
No.
Okay, good. Because we're going to get the Green Mile as many times he's mentioned it. Okay, so that you know what the wheel is here, tell them what the wheel is, Nick.
Hey, so the wheel is me and Rob combined our digital movie libraries and some physical movies onto that aren't on our digital libraries onto a wheel. We spin it each week at the end of the episode to see which movie we will be watching and talking about for that next week's episode. We have romance movies, we have fantasy movies, we have sci-fi movies, we have action movies, we have drama movies, we have comedy movies, we have animated movies.
Please let this be a really good movie. I would really like, and I would really love a franchise.
Really love a franchise.
I would love to see a franchise. Us get into a franchise in this next episode. So here's to hoping. Drum.
We ready?
Roll,
Here we go.
Please.
Well, you're getting what you wanted. You're getting what you wanted. It's the Twilight Saga, baby.
I got a franchise. Okay. Not a good one. But
Oh.
I did ask for a franchise. I should have been more specific.
I love the Twilight movies.
The Twilight Saga
I'm already cringing.
is maybe one of the worst franchises.
Hey, are you
ever
Team
created.
Edward or Team Jacob?
Stop it.
I am team. Let's never watch a Twilight movie again.
Oh, dude,
And here's the deal. The Twilight Saga, I literally just watched these at the end of last year. I watched every single one of them again. I know everything about them. So there's no way I'm rewatching all of these.
rewatching.
Are we doing the entire? How many movies are this?
We're with 4 movies.
Four movies.
4 movies.
All right.
4 movies. 3 books. No. 5 movies.
Twilight, Eclipse, Twilight, New Moon, Eclipse,
Breaking Dawn 1, Breaking
Breaking
Dawn
Dawn
2. 5 movies.
Oh, because
4 books.
4 books.
5 movies.
Because it did the thing.
So, yeah, let's talk about Twilight next week. That'll be a really interesting conversation.
Now, will we break down super in depth every single one of the movies? Probably not.
No, we'll give a basic idea of all of those, and I think it'd be really interesting for us to do a ranking of the Twilight movies. But then what could be really,
All of them
really
deep
interesting is for us to do a ranking of young adult novel-based films.
That is good.
Because
Of the 2000 series.
you have that. You have Maze Runner,
Maze Runner, Hunger Games,
Hunger Games,
Emergent,
Divergent.
Divergent.
But you also have what's the one that just got one movie? Fourth, fifth.
I Am
fourth?
Four.
I am number 4.
I Am
That's
Number 4.
That's a young adult book.
Yes, so many. And maybe we even talk about a little bit the movies that never got made because the young adult genre rose to fame very quickly and petered out even faster.
That's going to be. I know a lot of people that will be very excited for this episode.
Yeah, so-
there's going to be lots of people excited for this one.
Interested to see how this goes. So let's close it out.
Here we go. Thank you guys so very much for watching this week's episode of Pass the Popcorn. I, Rob, Andrew, we all appreciate all the support you guys give us when you tune in weekly. If you're on Spotify, give us a follow, leave a comment on there. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, also leave a comment. Let us know what you think of 80s fantasy movies, and if you're excited for the Twilight Saga. We read them all. Actually, somebody reached out to me on Reddit the other day just about putting us on a website where people can rank them to see weekly episodes and people can rank the podcast.
Ooh, that's great. I like that.
So
Let's do that.
I'll have that linked and everything. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll throw it to Rob.
See you at the movies.